Possibility War fans, I know I'm breaking in on this particular episode, but I don't know if any of you have realized it or not, but the upcoming episode is our 100th episode. That's kind of a significant bookmark since we've been playing since January 4th of 2020, and it is now, March 31st, 2023. Of course, the game was recorded back a few months, so my breaking in is just because the vagaries of how episodes can be numbered and whatnot, it depends. Each episode depends on how I edit it, how it can be, any changes I might be able to make, cutting out the chewing of potato chips and the drinking of water, and offhand remarks and background noise and everything like that, trying to get all of that editing done. I may have an image that I have to throw in that I want you all to see. I may have lettering and whatnot that needs to be added. Even though on a single evening we might record like 3¼ hours, 3 hours and 15 minutes worth of audio and video, that may get cut down to 2 hours depending on technical difficulties that we're having and all of the other stuff that I just mentioned a minute ago. Anyway, it's been one heck of a journey over this past, 4 years now. Okay, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 3 years. Okay, and don't judge me, I can't count. Anyway, so before I get back to the explosion of the Kanawa building, I just wanted to give a very heartfelt thanks to all of the players that have participated in this game. All of you are astonishingly good people. You've done great things. I think the role-playing has been really good. It's shown off a great deal of the Torg Eternity game system, and it's just been really great. It's been my honor and my pleasure to this point, and I hope it will continue to be my honor and pleasure until all of us decide to pull the plug at the same time, for us to be able to role-play on whether it's Saturday evenings, Sunday evenings, whatever changes we have to go through to make it happen. So my gratitude is extraordinary in this case, and I really truly appreciate all of you. For the fans that we've got, there aren't many of you, but the number of fans that we have has been steadily building, and it has been a wonderful journey to see you all be able to enjoy the several hundred hours of viewing that you've done. At this point, the last time I checked, you had done a total of about 500 hours of viewing. Well, considering there's about 95 hours of video, that's kind of a significant amount for me. I never expected for this to go beyond, a couple of dozen people and, a few hundred hours at most. Not as much as has been actually seen. And I am actually very, very grateful for that as well. Okay, I'm not going to tell you about plans in this video, or in this portion of the video. I'm going to insert this, and then I'm going to get the episodes 98, 99, and 100 cut down and ready to upload. I got to add music and whatnot yet, but again, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, his little ninja body is thrown probably about 15 feet before he crumples into nothing. All of the glass, all of the glass in the two closer buildings to the Kanawa building are blown out, and you hear a lot of screaming, okay, from those sides.
But I thought it was the middle of the night. There shouldn't be anything but a skeleton crew.
Okay.
There were a lot of ninjas popping out of the woodwork, guys.
Well, they were the ones that lived under the building in the basement that doesn't exist.
Okay, let me read something to you again. I've got to find it, but let's see. Scene 2, the hack. Okay, this is Oh, wait, where am I? Okay, Act 2, Kanawa calling. Okay, so I know you guys, I know this was weeks ago that we went into this, but let's see. Okay, so that's the first building on the left, first building on the right. Okay, the building further along on the right of the football-shaped path has Spanish words over the top of English, which say South American Oil Consortium, and on the lines below that for the exploration of North American oil assets. The building is also 3 stories in height. Okay, so nobody's going to be in there. Okay, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Bishops Eastern Retreat and Conference Center has people in it. Okay, to the left of the glass double doors, men in solid black suits with extraordinarily white long sleeve shirts and flat black ties go in and out. They move with impunity. Where is it? However, if one were to watch for several long minutes, they would not be seen going toward the building at the far end and seem perfectly happy to leave it alone. Let's see. Well, okay, they've got heavily tinted windows, but the conference center also acts as a hotel. It's a retreat, so Mormon folks stay there. The Mormon boys who are helping Rios, who start to hear the screams, look at one another with alarm and start running towards that building. And then there's one other building that has people who live in it as well. Some of the glass on that building is broken out, but most of the shock wave of the Kanawa building exploding is alleviated by the building in between, which are the 2 buildings that had all the glass blown out on that one side. Okay, and there's a massively bright fireball that shoots into the night sky, and then the Kanawa building actually begins to collapse on itself. And it takes a few seconds for it to do that. It doesn't collapse completely, but it does go from 4 stories to 2. And it could have gone to 1. So what are you guys doing? The Mormon boys are now busy. Chris,
I guess
Peaches, Rios, and yeah, Chris, Peaches, and Rios, you're all together at the car, and then Andon and Artorius, you will eventually make it to the back of this place. It's huge. So, Chris, what were you going to say?
I'd say we need to call the fire department.
When you go to open your phone, you hear sirens already en route. Okay.
All right. Now I guess it's time for us to get the heck out.
Okay. How are you going to do that?
I turned to Nightbird. You couldn't by chance summon your motorcycle, could you, before the ambulances and stuff show up?
Summon his motorcycle, or her motorcycle?
Oh wait, no, didn't they? Didn't Nightbird ride in on their motorcycle?
I don't recall. I don't think so. I thought it was just the car.
No, the car was a distraction. We weren't even in the car. We came.
Well, okay.
No, we left. Well, we may have been in the car, but we left the car.
Okay, Connor.
I don't.
Connor, odds or evens?
Odds.
Okay, it's odds. The motorbike is there.
I hop onto the back and tell her to drive us away from here.
Drive away, drive away. The tire.
Go.
Now,
4 people on a motorbike. That was
no.
quite a sight.
No. The car is still there. So if Chris and Nightbird are on the motorcycle, and Nightbird looks back at Chris and says, "I do not go until all of us go. It would be dishonorable." Um, then,
How far along were they on the tire chain?
well, that's a good question. You didn't check, so that kind of gets left to whom? Since Rios doesn't know about tires.
Am I there?
Yeah, you're at the car. Yep.
Do I see Nightbird and
Yeah, they're right nearby.
all right. And what about the Mormon building? Are there people in danger? Do I need to help rescue?
There are people who start to pour out of the front doors. There are alarms going off all over in both of those buildings nearest the Kanawa building. But the South American oil conglomerate, there's nobody but guards there. The guards do come out with first aid kits to check out the Mormons in that other building. But you also have the Sufi folks who are coming out of their building, and there's probably 30 of them that come out. But if you're looking real, about as close as you can, you see that people have bloody faces, and they have cuts and tears in various places from the glass, and you can even see a couple that have some broken legs.
Oh man, I gotta do first aid if I can.
Okay.
I tell them though, call the captain, our contact.
Which captain?
Bouchard, isn't it?
Yeah, Bouchard's not here. Bouchard's an hour and a half away.
Or call 911.
Okay.
And get help.
All right.
I'm sure 911's been called multiple times.
Oh, it probably has. But you can identify yourself, and do it that
I
way.
start unslinging my NYPD first aid, my specialty first aid kit.
You
And
could.
Yeah, and start rounding, grab the first injured person I see and start bandaging.
Yeah. You could now, and that's no problem. You start doing all of that work and stuff.
I'll tell my crew though to seek shelter around the block or get out of sight. I'll be here a while.
Okay. So Rios, do you say anything about missing an andon?
Well, I would probably try to figure out where he is, yeah.
I'd ask you guys then to walk the perimeter, see if you can find the rest of us, and when you do, find a cafe nearby and lay low.
Okay, Cherry Blossom Research Park is kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean there are some houses and farmsteads nearby, but this was meant to be kind of a new technical area.
Yeah, so it hasn't got even a Starbucks or a gas station nearby?
Nope. Not yet.
Not New York at all. No Starbucks? Jeez.
Although even the Kanawa people were like, we need a Starbucks.
Like, really? Come on.
Boo, Starbucks. Boo.
Yeah.
I know, too, but you know what I mean. So some enterprising soul hasn't gotten there yet. But we need to round up our forces and lay low.
Yeah.
But I would find that hard, if not impossible, to do as long as they were injured and I could help.
Well, yeah. I don't see that as being a problem. So yeah, you can go help folks and everything like that. In fact, I'm going to make that worth a possibility. Okay? So go ahead and add a possibility to your sheet. The reason being because of the future of the story. Because this will have an effect on Act 3. Now, just because Peaches is doing what she's doing, if any of you want to stay and help, you can. This will help alleviate some issues in the next act. Okay.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah, I'm doing all I can to help.
Okay.
If
I'm
Nightbird
even helping, like triage. These people are more wounded than these, and trying to set up a field tent where people can queue up who aren't as seriously injured to wait their turn, and then.
Well, I mean, you could certainly begin triage, but you don't have any kind of a tent or anything like that to work with.
No, not yet. But people would be coming, and I'd imagine they'd come rather soon.
It could be, yeah.
We'll start having people organized.
Okay. All right. So let me kind of go over something real quick. I had this entire escape thing ready to go as something of a chase DSR. Dramatic skill resolution, but I mean, you guys killed everything and then jumped out the window, so there's no chase. So I've got one thing to say to all of you. As usual. It's not a bad thing necessarily. Okay, so he wasn't there. He was working in the back. Okay, got that. So you kind of go, Peaches, you go in and help some people. Rios, I presume that you try and go find maybe Rios and Chris, and Nightbird try and go find Andon and Artorius. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not long. I mean, Artorius, when you step out of the open door and are kind of looking around, I'll think that you're starting from right and working your way to the left. You see like acres and acres of corn, nothing but corn. Okay, as you're going around to your left, and then the cornfield suddenly ends, and you've got grass. Lots and lots of grass. There are even like some picnic tables and stuff out there, and as you continue to look around, you see the lights of the parking lot. And as you continue to look around, who should you see other than three of your compatriots who just happen to be looking for you?
Hello, over here.
And yes, you
Grab
lost
some
your
corn,
axe.
run. Oh, that axe is my father's.
Okay.
There goes that family heirloom.
Who yeah.
Well,
Yeah, somebody's going to find that axe, because an axe is not likely going to be destroyed unless it's really, really, really super hot. Okay.
The handle might get burned.
Yeah.
I mean,
The axe did not.
building fire gets really, really hot.
Yeah, but did it fall to the bottom? Oh, wait a minute. That's another thing. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Secret
Okay.
basement.
Let's see. Catherine, odds or evens?
Evens.
Evens. Okay. All right, odds. Well,
Whoop.
Peaches, just as you are starting to do some triage, starting to get some people settled down, using first aid kits from 3 of the 5 buildings, okay,
And my own, of course.
and your own, of course. The building, the 2-story pancake of the Kanawa building, and it's not just pancake, there's all kinds of debris and stuff all over the place, drops into the ground even further.
Uh-oh.
And you have a humongous pile or humongous cloud of dust that comes up and around. Okay?
The respirator on fast over my face.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are doing that. Okay, so I'm gonna go through, and I'm gonna start at the top and find out what each of you would like to do. Chris.
I'm sticking with Nightbird, and I guess now the rest of the group, and I'm saying let's hurry back to the hotel room or whatever.
Okay.
It looks like Peaches
Mhm.
is a true a true firefighter. Even though she's been a storm knight for the last couple of months,
Mhm.
people have been missing for the last couple of months, so it won't be too unusual for her just to show up out of the blue from like she made it out of the living lands.
Very true.
We, however, are a ragtag bunch of people that should not be here, even even before the whole building went down.
Okay.
So we need to get out of here.
Okay. Peaches, I know what you're doing. And you will probably be working well into the night to do it. So we're not done with the scene or the act yet. Okay, the scene for all intents and purposes is over, but we've got the rest of the act to do, namely finding out information. So, Rios, are you basically in the same boat as Chris?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, and then Artorius?
Well, I mean, an elf would stand out very much like a sore thumb. I don't have healing magic. I can't really do much.
Okay.
So I'll just stick with them.
All right, and since Peaches basically told you guys to get out because you really don't have anything that you can do here, Nightbird agrees, and Chris and Nightbird on the bike, and then Peaches, it's very simple for you to verify that at least they may not have been torqued into place yet, but the bolts or the lugs are on the tire that was removed. The tire has been replaced with the donut. So you guys can get out of there pretty easily, and actually you could go north to the next town and perhaps avoid the sirens and stuff.
Quick question.
But hold on a second. Your hotel is actually in the town to the south. So, okay. What have you got, Artorius?
Well, since Connor's running on the motorcycle with Nightbird, who out of the last of us three actually knows how to drive a car?
Oh, if you guys don't know how to drive, I would step up as
Yeah, I was about to say,
Hey!
I don't think you want an elf driving this car. It might not end well.
Okay.
Okay.
The whole I said I'm getting onto Nightbird's bike was because I thought it was just gonna be the two of us and we're gunning it, and that the car was unusable at the moment.
Oh no. The car just had a tire go flat. So, it'd probably be a good idea if you drove.
Yeah.
Okay.
If not, to make sure they get back to the.
So, are you going towards the sirens or away from the sirens?
I would say we should go the long route.
Okay. So away from the sirens.
Yeah, away and then turn around.
Okay.
Eventually.
Okay, how far are you going to go before you turn around?
I guess the first place that allows us to turn left, or right, whichever one will get us back faster without going over the road.
You're trying to do a big block, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why I said let's take the long route back.
All right. It takes you about 24 minutes to get back to your hotel. Okay. And what kind of business do you have to do while you're at the hotel?
I mean, other than start to relax from all the stress of nearly being blown up, jumping out of a window, fighting a robot, defeating several ninjas, and whatever else have we.
Okay, but what are you carrying with you?
I guess the thumb drive.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take take a crack at it and see what I'll.
Okay, now unless you have a laptop, let's see, gear. You're gonna have to use the hotel's computer.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was like, this is a high-tech society with probably hackers that could really monitor through every somewhat even slightly open system.
uh-huh.
Not yet. I'm gonna be like, okay, I need to find a computer that I don't think is gonna be heavily monitored for the next 3,000 years.
Okay. As you're pulling up to actually, as you're walking from the parking lot into the hotel, you see a familiar face. And he says, Nightbird, it is good to see you.
Chess.
Yep. Yep, Chess is there. Okay, I'm not going to keep this information from you guys.
Dun,
Number
dun,
one.
dun.
Yeah. Dun dun dun. Number one, it's starting to get late in the evening. Number two, I want to get you to kind of the actual end of the act. So, and then we can start Act 3 next week. So, okay, so I started with you, Chris. I know what Peaches is doing. Rios and Andon could probably just go up and sack out. Except, Rios, do you have an interest in finding out what is on that thumb drive?
I would not know what to do with a thumb drive. That is unfortunately beyond my technology.
Okay.
But I would probably hand it over to someone else.
Well, you don't have a thumb drive. Chris has the thumb drive, and it just so happens that Chess opens his jacket and he says, "Could you use a computer?"
Oh, yes.
Well, let's go inside and see if we can decipher this. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do these one at a time, and this is for everybody. Peaches can get caught up later. Handouts for the current adventure. Okay, Kanawa file. Let's start at the top. Cyberknight Raphael Chesse. He says, "Ooh, that's a bad picture of me." But let's see. Kanawa file 9-8. So Cyberknight Chesse.
I don't see the files.
What's that?
I don't see the files.
No, you can see the files. Any monitor can be plugged into this. So, this is terrible. Oh, well, that's okay. I can still show it to you. It can still be useful. So, wait a minute.
I just want to say before this goes on, as I'm sitting there, just smell. I was like, "Oh, I smell terrible. This plant's a little old."
Okay.
Sorry, Chess.
All right, so here's the first file that comes up.
Handsome fellow.
He says, "I look so old here." By the way, this is not how I formatted this file. Version 10 has kind of pulled a whammy on me. So that's okay. They're still readable. So tell me, one at a time, when you guys are done kind of reading.
Chess must think this entire article is pretty flattering so far.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but it kind of tells you what he's about.
he may no longer be the church's to command.
Right.
Working as a double agent, potentially, but not for monetary gain.
Now, just access Yabu Tukanda. You've run into him before. The origin is Kanawa Corporation Common Access. So,
From police files of Pan-Pacifica region and French police authorities.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, there's that one. Let's see. The second one is about Atelkus Alhamabar and the Insidious Wuhan. You guys have seen that one. The Council of Bishops dossier. Now that's kind of neat. I like that. Observer. Okay, and it's not too hard to remember this. the Kanawa file is fairly close to this, but things like subject heretic and sacrilegious things and stuff like that are not the same. And the wording is not the same. The outcome is. There you go. Like the Bishop Martin Lapierre and Congregation Code stuff, none of that is there. All praise and glory to our Lord and Savior, the Cyber Pope Jean-Paul Moreau. It's not there. In fact, that header up there looks similar to the one that you just were reading from.
Okay. It pretty much is like these two guys are also threats, need to be eliminated. Blah 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 blah.
Exactly, because they are from other High Lords, competing High Lords. So, okay, the third one. Does anybody need any time to read this?
I mean, you've already read it before, so.
Yeah. Remy, did you already read through this?
Yes, sir. I'm good.
Okay. All right. I know 3 of you had, but I wasn't sure. Okay, so the Destiny map. And these, I get to change permissions right here. So read through that and let me know one at a time, please.
Access is in kanji. Gotcha. Kat, your thoughts on the kanji up there? Is it gibberish?
I would need my notes to read that. Sorry.
I did write something out for that, but I'll be darned if I remember what I wrote. Actually, wait a minute. Is it on the name of the image? It might be on the name of the image, but I don't remember where I put the image.
I recognize some of these from my Mandarin class in college, but not all of them. I
Yeah.
recognize the number 1, but that's it.
Oh, okay. The kanji is supposed to be Kanawa compartmented top secret. The 3 days ago up there under the little poem for the Temple of the Map, where it says 3 days ago in parentheses, that's actually meant to be 3 days in this adventure's past, as far as you guys know it. I didn't have a particular date, so, but it would give a particular date for the report.
Okay.
All right, I'm good.
Okay, so that's Remy.
Okay, so what are the odds that the Stevens farm happens to be the farm we popped up in after climbing up that ladder?
As the GM, I'm going to tell you no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would have been funny though.
It would have been, yeah. But, yeah. You would
But
have...
not to be.
Hmm?
But it was not meant to be.
But, alas, it was not. Okay, anybody else done reading?
I'm
Okay.
not done yet.
Okay.
Not done.
Nope, do it. Do it, do it.
Wuhan has traded, or has proposed to trade a nuclear device for the Destiny map tiles.
No, he would never do that.
Uh-huh.
He's only an evil fiend.
A power-hungry evil fiend. And a heretic to boot. According to these.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Hope we can keep these and refer to them later.
Actually, yes. I have been changing the... I'll show you how to get to them in a minute. I've been changing the permissions on them so that all of you would have the ability to observe them. Okay, so who is done reading that one?
I'm almost done.
Okay.
I'm finished.
Okay. There's a lot there to kind of take in, but you guys will have access to these. And then there's this fourth one that you will probably all want to really see. Wait a minute. Oh, show players. Observer permissions. Show play. By the way, this is an actual place in Indiana.
It's in the living land.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Where's Mo when you need him?
I have been praying and hoping and praying that he would be able to come back sometime. So, anyway, the Council of Bishops dossier, the Stevens Farm location, the Destiny map, and the stuff about chess, you will have access to. The Stevenson text, let me make sure, configure ownership, observers, all of you are observers for that, for the Stevenson text at the Parkhurst home in case you need it. And that you've got the Council of Bishops dossier, okay, everything but the acts themselves. Now, you know what, before I take you there, let me make sure that, okay, none and none, because some of these do reveal other information. I read that to you guys before the adventure. Let's make sure that those are available for you, observers, okay? All right. Okay, so I've got to get Act 3 put in here this week and finish up the map. No, I'm not finished with the map. Don't judge me.
We weren't.
Oh, there's no X on the map that says where the site is. Is that marked by the Nile dig site?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes. As a matter of fact, hang on. I need to configure show in navigation, all players, save changes, and then I'm going to preload the scene and get it activated. Remy, come on. Come on, Remy, you can do it.
It's still loading.
That's all right. You'll see
Almost
it.
there.
Almost.
There we go.
Okay. The map takes a minute to load because it's a large map. This map is not 100% finished. You will not see the yellow lines when I am done. Okay, but I've got...
Dad, I'm supposed to see this guy over here.
Yeah, that's fine. He's actually kind of down in a pit, so you really can't see him. But I can't do anything with elevation right now. Actually, let me try something. I'm gonna try something. See, -5. Did that guy disappear for you?
Yeah. I mean, there's not the whole -5 on there, but that's, again, this is a rough map.
Okay, so what about that? Can you still see the -5?
No.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Okay, I know how I'm going to work this, and I'll square it away here over the next few days for this next weekend, so that you can determine who you can see and who you can't see. Okay, any questions about where you're at so far?
We're headed toward the farm, I take it?
Something like that, yeah.
Road trip.
Well, you on getting all of the files and stuff, that's what you were supposed to be able to do. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Since Act 2 is finished, okay, we're going to go ahead and do advancement and completion. We'll work on completion first. I'm going to show this to y'all. Yeah, observer. Oh, I was supposed to show you where all those files are too. Do you guys know what the journal tab looks like in the upper right of the screen canvas?
Yep, looks like the open book.
Looks like the open book. So if you click on that and then click on the blue handouts current adventure, that will help you out. Okay. Anything you can click there, you should be able to click there. Anything that you don't see, you're not going to know. So all right, so let's if you would please, the advancement and completion thing that I just showed you, go to scroll down to the title for advancement, and then what we're going to do, or not for advancement, for completion. and we're going to go to ending an act. Now, does anybody have any kind of cards or anything they need or want to use right now?
Let's see.
No.
I'm gonna use Martyr. Goodbye, everybody. No, not really.
I
But,
mean,
But
I
we have
doubt this can still be used because we're not in combat. But I mean, I have setback, and that might be. I don't know, because their building got blown up. They're now set back.
No, they're dead. I
Yeah.
suppose you could consider that a setback. You never know. They might be able to dig up, one or two ninjas that weren't, fried by the hailstorm. The underground hailstorm. So, anyway, if that's the case, if nobody has any kind of cards they want to use or anything like that, then we're going to carry on. Okay, step 1 on ending an act. All players discard all destiny cards, and if they held on to it, their cosm card. Once this step is announced, players may no longer exchange cards for possibilities. Sounds like a broken record.
Okay, so we have to discard the Cosm card?
Yes, the cosm card has to go also.
Everything must go.
All right, and then we draw 4 destiny cards and 1 cosmo card.
Hold on just a second. Let's go through the rest, and then we'll get to the cards and stuff. Okay? If your character has less than 3 possibilities, return them to 3 possibilities. On the other hand, if your character has more than 3 possibilities, you get to keep them.
I did, and thanks for giving me that extra. I upped my tally for running to the people's rescue. I could not leave them.
No, I imagine you could not.
I didn't wish you, but I don't think ice spells are going to help when it comes to healing people, so... Yeah.
Well, you'll have an opportunity to pick up other things down the road. Although, for picking up new spells, unless you don't have a particular perk, you're only going to pick up one new spell per perk. Okay?
Right.
So, yeah, that could be problematic. Okay, let's see. All characters regain all shock. So your shock goes to 0 in the left-hand bubble. Unless the ensuing act happens moments after the just completed act, and this is not. This is probably starting the very next morning.
Yeah, and if I worked all night, man,
Yeah,
I'd probably...
well, you will have had an opportunity to get at least a couple of hours of sleep on the
once
truck.
the actual local aid came in, they probably out you out after a while.
Yeah, it would be very easy for you to take relief once the rest of them got there, ambulances and fire trucks and stuff like that. You say who you are, and they're like, well, thank you very much for your help. If you would like to stay, you may, but we've got this well in hand if you have to go.
She'd stay until she dropped, honestly.
Okay.
It was carried off.
Okay.
Pretty much. Just she felt responsible for that. And partly anyway. We did trip the alarm.
Okay.
And speed is usually of the essence, and this is a time of if there were mass casualties, even if there were, it's just 50 or so people with blown out glass and bones and sprains, but still, it's an all hands on deck till everybody is sorted.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, they wouldn't turn anybody away.
Okay. Then let me talk to the rest of the group. you're there deciphering and reading stuff probably until the sun comes up. And Peaches is not back at the hotel by that time. Nor have you had time to arrange transport before she shows up. Are you going to want to take one day to rest, or is the threat of a nuclear weapon enough to kind of keep you guys going?
It's certainly I'll need the rest, but I suspect I could have someone else drive while we travel.
Actually, your car that you've got could make it, but the likelihood is not. If you're going into the living land, you know that there are big stumps and branches and logs and stuff all over the place, and the car that you have is not huge. I don't think we ever established what the car was, but I kind of picture it being more or less a hoopty. So,
Is there a trunk?
a very small one.
I can maybe fit.
Well, wow. Alrighty then.
Yeah,
What do you want to say?
Okay, it's time for off-roading.
And you know, going into the living land, you are going to be off-roading for certain.
Yeah, so we need ATVs or we need horses, something like that.
At least ride a horse.
Ah, horses.
You know,
Something I'm at least familiar with.
yeah,
Yes.
that's actually not a terrible idea. Now, I will say this: if it's possible for me to get one of my two new friends involved in the game, you may have a fifth for next week,
Nice.
which would actually be perfect for what you're getting ready to do. Okay, let me get back to ending an act.
But before we leave, I at least need to clean off the dried blood and get rid of the smell.
Oh, certainly. You guys will have. Oh, yeah. You need like 3 showers, Bubba.
Oh yeah.
I think
Make that 5.
we may not do a whole day's rest, but we do rest a bit, like clean up, clean ourselves.
Well,
I guess one person's working on one thing, other people are resting, stuff like that.
well, when you go to look it up at night, actually, it's going to take you. It's in Indiana. I don't remember my geography, but if I recall correctly, Tennessee is pretty far from Indiana. It's a couple of days at least, or at least one full day to drive it. And then I got to open up the. I know the coordinates are in there for. Where is it? Where is it? Stevens Farm location. Okay. 5 hours 55 minutes, so about 6 hours to get where you need to get. So if you guys take some rest, does this mean that you're going to want to do this at night, or are you going to want to do it in the daytime the next day? When would you want to arrive there as a group?
Well, it should be a group decision.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I'd
I can
probably
see
want to
in the
have a
dark
good
little
night's
bit.
sleep.
I mean, I can see in the dark for a little bit, but for everybody else's sake, I mean, I'd rather everybody be able to see.
Okay, so Rio says good night sleep.
I have to agree. I'm going to have to sleep after what I've been up to.
Okay.
I concur.
Okay. All right. Well then, you guys get to sleep overnight. That means that Artorius gets to sleep in the shower, and
Exactly what I was thinking.
and you guys can have a good night's sleep. And if you get up early enough in the morning, you could probably get to the boundary. Well, yeah, you could probably get to the boundary of the living land zone, and then it'll take probably 3 more hours to get where you need to go. So that would be noon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Going to be hot, very, very hot. Okay, so let me finish this up.
Quick question: do I get my spear back yet, or is it not time yet?
You're going to get your spear back.
Yay! So at least have one.
Yes, you'll at least have
one
something. You
weapon.
get your spear back.
Yay,
They
but don't get my
bring it
dad
to you.
back.
Actually, it's waiting for you when you get back to the hotel.
Yay!
Uh,
At least I got one family heirloom.
Okay, we're not cutting out for the night just yet. But
No, not yet.
okay, if a wounded, are any of you wounded?
No, just shock.
Well, all of your shock should go away. Okay. And I get to take care of that part about experience points, but I've got to get, they changed all the icons.
I mean, you know, it looks like I'm wounded, but it's not my blood.
That's wrong, dude. You're wrong. That is so wrong. Okay, so
It's true though.
okay, so 5 and 135. Okay, up. Okay, so Artorius is going to be 5 135. I don't know if you guys are going to want to try and spend anything. 6 175. Oh, come on.
I mean, I don't think I could get a perk with just the 5 XP. I don't believe.
I'm gonna check.
Do we need to go ahead and add 5 XP now?
No, I've got it. I'm taking care of this part because
I don't
of
think we can edit that anymore.
yeah. I don't think you guys are allowed to edit that anymore.
No. I
It
don't
shows
think so.
me. That shows you how honest I am. I haven't even tried.
What?
Without permission.
Yeah, no. Only GM can fill it. It says if you put your mouse over it, only the GM can fill it.
Oh, okay. Wait, we were supposed to get rid of all of our cards as well?
Yes, all cards you were supposed to get rid of. All of them.
I want to keep it.
Sorry.
Okay.
But I can't. I will have to shuffle. I'm not going to give you guys any cards yet. We'll have to wait until we're into the act to begin with. Oh, that's Nightbird. Oh, man. Well, you know what? That's okay. I don't need to mark that one down anyway. Okay. Okay, so Peaches, you're actually going to have 11 and 160. Okay, so you would have something that you could work with. Okay.
I don't know what yet.
Yeah, we don't have to take care of it tonight. It doesn't have to be done tonight because it's starting to get late. Okay, so Rios, you're going to have 12 and 135. So let me mark that down. Oops. Okay. 6 and 175, 12 and 135. Alright, okay, extra possibilities cannot be swapped out for experience points until the end of the adventure. And again, I'm not going to have you guys draw your Destiny cards or your Cosm cards yet. I need to go through and shuffle them again. I'm going to recover all cards and shuffle them again. Okay. Are there any questions before we end for the evening?
No, sir.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
No, I look forward till next week, right?
Yes, next week is the intent. All right. And Remy, you're good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry that we ran over a few minutes. We'll pick back up, and if you guys want to make improvements next week, all you have to do is look in the compendium, and you can make some improvements. I'm going to try and start getting things moving again as far as putting in perks from the other books and equipment and everything like that. I think the perks are probably the most important at this point, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So,
Okay.
all right. Y'all have a great night.
You
too.
See you next week.
All right.
See you
Sounds good.
guys.
All right.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.